Hello everybody and welcome to Igor's Japanese Language Dojo, the ultimate place to study and analyze Japanese grammar. Today, I will be continuing once again my causative form series with the third episode, and this third episode will show you how to use the causative form of verbs when you have a direct object, or in other words, this episode will focus on the usage of the causative form of transitive verbs. In case you have missed the previous episodes, I will post the link to those episodes in the description box below. Now, without further ado, let's get cracking with today's episode. Alright, so what do we need to know about the transitive verbs in their causative forms when we want to use them in our sentences? As we have done in our previous video, let's first analyze the most common sentence pattern, or to be more precise, the most, let's say, prevalent sentence pattern in which the transitive verbs appear in their causative forms. As you can see here, we have four elements in our sentence, and that is the agent, whose role remains unchanged, then the person that is being made to carry out the action of the verb, then the object, and finally the verb in causative. Now, this sentence pattern here is just a rough sketch, and it's meant to provide you with the basic information regarding the sentence pattern, but you will see it come together and become clearer in our examples section of the video. However, you have already probably guessed that the trickiest part is the process of element marking with particles. However, for the agent, the situation remains unchanged. It can be marked with either wa or ga. However, the person that is being made to carry out the action of the verb is this time marked with ni, and the object is marked with o. So, unlike the situation that we had in the previous video, here the element marking is a lot clearer and, let's say, more direct. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is to decide correctly which particle to use for the agent marking, but everything else is pretty much straightforward. Now, let's see this sentence pattern in action in our examples. 先生が学生に長い小説を読ませた. The teacher made the students read a long novel. And if you have remembered everything that we have talked about regarding the particles in our previous section, you can already pretty much guess the role of everyone here. You can already understand that here the agent is the teacher. After that, the students here are the ones who are made to do something, and the object here is the novel. And of course, the verb in its causative form here is yomu, meaning to read. So, as I have said in the previous video, and I will repeat it once again, the true, let's say, difficulty of the usage of the causative form in the Japanese language is not so much in the verb formation process, but in the particle play, or to be more precise, the, let's say, importance of the particle play that is attached to the usage of the causative form. So you need to remember that the agent needs to be marked with either wa or ka. After that, the person that is being made to do something with ni, and finally, the object should be marked with o. Now, our second example is even more direct. 私は彼らに壁を塗らせた. I had them paint the wall. As you can see here, once again, the particle play is pretty much clear. Wa marks the agent, ni marks the person here made to do something, and o marks the object. And finally, let's see our final third example. 池田さんは友達に寿司を食べさせた. Mr. Ikeda made his friend eat sushi. Once again, wa marks the agent, ni the person that is being made to do something, and we have here sushi, the process of eating sushi, and that is exactly the thing that here Ikeda's friend needs to do. So, as you can already summarize, the particles here should be your primary focus, because the, let's say, verb formation process is something that can be learned through repetition and through simple drilling. However, the particles you need to keep in mind. So, once again, Va or ga marks the agent. After that, ni marks the person who is executing the action of the verb. After that, we have the o particle o that is marking the object. Otsukare sama deshita, my dear Shokun, and thank you for watching this episode in my causative verb series, in which we have seen how we should use the causative form of transitive verbs. Now, before I resume with my standard outro, I figured that I need to upgrade it a bit. So I would like to thank you once again for watching, and I would like especially to thank all who have subscribed to my channel, and always remember to write an example more when you are practicing grammar. So until next time, sayonara.